Hello, I'm live. Today's gonna be fun because I've got no notes. This is gonna be totally off the cuff. Um, Really, I just wanted to come on. We've got some lovely new members and some amazing old ones too. Not old in that sense. Um, and I just really wanted to come on to the group and just say thank you so much for all of your support. Hi, Catherine. Um, I know the last few weeks haven't been exactly what I'd planned. I've had the worst virus ever, so I feel like I've been neglecting you guys, and I felt like I just needed to give something to you, just to show you just like how much I really, really appreciate you being here. So I've created this little free gift, which I'm going to put the link in the comments after the video, and I'm also going to put it. I'll do like a little logo as well. It's going to be a record. Well, it is a recording that you can download or you can play online, and it completely resets your day. I'm really excited about sharing it with you because it's something that I've used for myself for a couple of months when I remember that I've got it. And so I'm hoping that it will help you in the same way. And I'm really excited to hear if it does or not. So once you've downloaded it, if you could give it a try and let me know how you get on with it, I would absolutely love it. So we're here today to talk about stress. Well, I've literally just had the most stressful weekend maybe of my life. I don't know, it felt like that at the time. My dad went in for a really quite serious operation on my birthday of all days. And I guess I'd been playing it down, and which is quite weird in the sense that I'm always talking about connecting with your body, and that's kind of like my key to how I love myself, is I'm constantly checking in with my body, listening to what she's saying, listening to her fears, reassuring and accepting. But this news kind of was too big, and most of you already know I'm quite heavily pregnant at the minute, so it just felt like I actually couldn't accept and deal with the emotions that my body felt about what was going on with my dad. So I played it down big time, and all of the blocks, the blocking, and the ignoring, and the drowning out of what I was truly feeling came into play. So I was on Facebook a lot. I remember someone made a comment about, Dawn said about how she'd find it hard to give Facebook up, and I said something about, yeah, it's really good at blocking out negative emotions, because it's a very good distraction. And I'd actually been using it for that way. And I know when I'm doing that, because what happens is I don't comment, I don't share anything about my life. Really, I'm just stalking. I just read what everybody else is up to, because it means that I don't have to concentrate on myself, which is really actually very dangerous when you're trying to love yourself, because you're blocking out everything that you need to feel in order to move on. So anyway, so all of this accumulated in the actual operation, and that was kind of when I broke down and finally admitted all of my fears. We had about 4 hours where we didn't know what was going on, so that was pretty tough. And then and then it's just been, luckily he was fine. He's had a bit of a tough road ahead of him, and been on a lot of medication and so forth, but he came home yesterday. So yeah, so it was a good way of me proving to myself that I can love myself in the most stressful situations, um, because life is not always happy, and I think we've got this big view, especially a lot of my stuff is well liked on Instagram because it's very positive, and it's we're talking about accepting yourself for who you are, and your body as well, and loving your body no matter what you look like. So a lot of that stuff is very, very positive, and it kind of seems like in the world of especially coaches, and people who are trying to inspire other people, that you can't have a bad day, that you have to be positive all the time, because, and actually we're kind of taught this as well, that when you want to love yourself, or if you want to be inspired to have a good day, then you have to be positive, and you have to look at the good things in life. Tony, sorry, I'm still a little bit snuffly, so excuse me touching my face every 2 seconds. I always remember a quote, I think it was, I can't remember what the guy's name is now, Tony, he's very big. What do you do when you have a bad day? And he was like, I do not have a bad day. I kick that to the curb. I cut that out, and I think it's on the Netflix documentary. I don't allow myself to have a bad day. Now, although I admire that, and I think a lot of men, I don't know if that's sexist, but a lot of men can do that. Women are kind of different creatures in the sense that we have to talk through what we're feeling, and we have to acknowledge it in order to work through it. And you can have a bad day, and usually what happens is you'll have a day where a lot of things go bad, and that's what we concentrate on. And then the next day we've had a sleep or a chat with someone or a cry about it, and we can kind of move on and have a better day. When you have that stressful situation, you need to let it out. You need to, or you can't deal with it. That day when my dad had the op, there were actually lots of little moments in that day that were great and that were beautiful. Like I baked a cake with Eli while Jesse was running in and out of my mum's garden. I was teaching him how to measure, which we never do at home because we always use mum's measurements. And he was so proud of himself, and he decorated the cake on top, and we saved some for Grandad and Nanny, and there was lots of moments in that day where I felt genuinely happy. But I still got to the end of that day and looked at it as a bad day. Now, I don't actually know how you feel about it, but is that a right or a wrong feeling? Or is there a right or a wrong feeling? Because at the end of the day, what our goal is to love ourselves. And we have to love ourselves no matter what. And my entire message is that you are worthy to love yourself, no matter what you're feeling. And so therefore, if you are feeling like the day's been crap, that's okay, right? You can still acknowledge that there's been good points, but if overall you feel like the day's been really crap, then why not acknowledge that? And why not actually think to yourself, I may have reacted in ways that I wish I didn't. I wish I could have been more positive. But that was me, that was how I coped with it that day. And I still deserve love. And I guess that's kind of the key point here. is that stress will come up. Stress definitely will come up. Sometimes it's little stresses all throughout the day, or sometimes it's one really big one. Sorry if you don't like the word crap, I do use that quite a lot. But sometimes there's just crap that comes up that you've been hiding away for weeks or months or even years, that you know now that you've got to deal with, and you deal with it very, very bravely. And it feels excruciating, but you're doing it, and you're brave for doing it. Sometimes it's other people which will affect you. We're only human, we can't help it. Sometimes it's people that we love that will cause us a lot of stress or hurt or heartache, and we can't get away from it in that moment. So what can we do? So basically we have two choices, and each choice is okay, and there's no choice that's right or wrong really. There's, you deal with it head on, there to there. You look at what's causing you stress, you decide if you can change something, do something differently, and stop that stress, which could be something really tough that you don't want to do, but you do it anyway. Or you can choose to reset and basically ignore it until you can do something about it. That doesn't mean that you ignore the feelings inside of yourself. You have to honour those feelings, accept those feelings, and you have to work through them anyway, regardless of what the stress is. The little recording that I've done is 5 minutes. So, you know how they say about taking a nap and everything seeming better after a sleep? Well, you know, we're busy mums, we can't always do that. So the little recording that I've made for you is kind of like a complete reset on your body, and we're looking at the stress within us rather than the stress without us. Because, like I say, the stress the stress that's around us, that's causing us to feel this way, you can either deal with or not deal with. And I'm not saying either of those are right or wrong. The stress that's within us is the one that we want to deal with, because otherwise it builds up and up and up. And it makes it harder to love yourself if you've got all of these feelings inside yourself that aren't being resolved. So the recording is 5 minutes. If you can close your eyes and follow it along, then that's fantastic. If you can't, even if you just listen to it while you're driving, or, you know, when the kids running around going nuts, which is often when I do, just listening to it can help as well. And it's like that reset, like you've had a sleep and you're allowed to start the day again. Because although it's okay to have a bad day, isn't it better to actually stop it when you realise how bad it's going and feel better within yourself from that point on? Because if you can have nice moments in your crappy day, that will still make it easier to love yourself. I have no idea if I've covered what I wanted to cover today because I didn't write any notes. I just wanted to really just come on and just say to you, you are doing amazing. The people who have been doing the courses with me and sending me feedback, I just love you guys so much. You inspire me to be a better person, and not a better person. You inspire me to be me, which is really, really fantastic. And I can just see so many people have had, like, some things which are quite small, but they feel big. They've had little breakthroughs that that have really, really been fantastic to see. Thank you for being here, Catherine. I'm seeing what your message says. In psychology, your brains are geared towards remembering negative emotions more than positive ones. And also, in day-to-day life, it's easier to remember negative emotions, isn't it? Because it's kind of almost drummed into us that it's okay to be negative and it's okay to dwell on those negative emotions and sit in it. When people, well, maybe not negative and positive, but for definite about self-love, yes, definitely protection all the time. You know, our body and our mind, they're protecting us from everything that they think makes us unsafe. So yes, definitely. I think we can avoid it if we hold on to it. Yeah, I totally agree. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, so before the protection bit, if I remember, I'll write it in the comments, but there you go. My brain's a bit messy at the moment, and I think, actually, oh, that's it. Okay, so I think society likes us to be in that negative space, especially when it comes to self-love, because we're kind of taught that it's okay to hate ourselves, and it's okay to feel sorry for ourselves. We're not often taught that regardless, the responsibility of our own happiness does lay with us, okay? And there is actually nobody else on this planet that is responsible for how you feel except for you. And that's tough. That's really tough, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to feel what you feel and tell yourself that's okay. And often we look for validation, and we look for somebody, anybody, to tell us that it's okay to love ourselves and it's okay to feel what we're feeling. And actually, when I'm stalking on Facebook and using it as a distraction, I notice that a hell of a lot of comments and posts are often people saying, I feel this way. Do you think that I should feel this way? And all they're doing is looking for other people, even strangers, even somebody they've never met before, they've never ever had a comment from before, anybody, to say to them, yes, I would feel the same. And all of a sudden you feel fine. But actually, no matter how many people tell you that, it's only you that can accept how you're feeling inside. And it's only you that can tell yourself it's okay to feel this way, and I can still love myself even though I feel this way. And no matter what the situation is going on around you, that is down to you, which is kind of a hard thing to realise. But once you realise it, it means the power is like within yourself. Not to change your crappy day, maybe not even to sort the situation out. There's some stuff that you can't sort out. I was completely useless when my dad was in hospital. I could only do what I could do, and then I could only work on myself, because any situation that's around us can change and people can influence, and it might be something you can sort out, it might not be something that you can sort out, but you can always sort out what's going on in here, and allow yourself to feel it, and allow yourself to say it's okay, and I feel empathy for myself, and I still love myself regardless, and I'm imperfect, and that's okay. and I can start my day at any time of the day. So anyway, I'm gonna go. If you've got any comments, any questions, please do let me know. For my new ladies who've been starting the body positivity course, I'm going to start a new comment thread for you guys to let me know how you've been getting on so far. We're on day 2. And for anybody else, if you've got any questions at all and you don't feel like you can ask in the group, please do PM me. It's been lovely speaking to you guys, and I'm so excited to find out what you think of my new gift. Oh, and before I go, hold on 1 minute. I have got my book cover. I've had it for a little time, and I've been like really carefully opening the packaging, keep looking at it, and it's actually been designed and painted by somebody in this group. She's got a page called Pens and Positivity. Her work is gorgeous. I'll put the link for her page in here as well. Do you want to have a look? Ooh. Hold on. She's basically drawn my inner voice and given her a face, which I'm just like, I bawled my eyes out when I saw it, to be honest. But look at this. Hold on. I've not been allowed to share this anywhere. This is like a sneaky preview. Hold on. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my goodness. Look, I feel like crying now. Just looking at it, I feel like crying, and I keep just touching the paper and just being like, ooh. So this is really happening, guys. I'm like almost finished the first draft of the book, and I've got to. My mantra is the book will be birthed before the baby. After my scan yesterday, I'm not too sure because he's pretty big and he's pretty active, but who knows. I'm being kind on myself in this aspect as well, but yeah, it's getting there and it's exciting. So yeah, so there you go. I'm going to put her link on there, and she's just the most gorgeous person as well. So you can have a look at some of her other work, and I don't know when I'm going to, well, I don't know about being allowed to share it, but I don't know when I'm supposed to share it, but I can't wait to share it because it's just, isn't it just the most gorgeous book cover ever? I'm so excited. So I'll see you guys later. Look down below for the free gift link, and let me know how you get on. See you later, guys. Bye.